Sometimes the best thing to do is just sit there, talk to your customers, refine the product, iterate on building a great team. And if you want to understand the rule of 40, it's a SaaS software financial metric. Basically, rule of 40, a company's annual revenue growth rate, which here could be 50%, it could be 100%, plus its EBITDA, its profitability. So let's say had a 20% EBITDA and you were, I don't know, you grew 40% this year, you'd have a number of 60. They have a number 64. And that's up from 45. So I think the reason this number's coming out, I'm not sure where that number was released in a press release or in an interview, is because they want to show that they are a great company to buy and then eventually for people to invest in.
Okay. So yeah, the founders has been tweeting through their growth trajectory, which I really appreciate because it gives us such a better insight into how companies are performing. On the rule of 40 point, Jason, I have heard different things from different people about what should count as profitability. Some people like operating cash flow. Some people prefer EBITDA. Some people claim it really should be GAAP net income. Is there a standard in startup land that people should stick to?
I think as long as you explain your math, you show your work is the way to do it. Most people will be able to figure it out. Sometimes you have one-time transactions that occur on a balance sheet of a startup that can just distort things. Let's say a founder got bought out, so you use 10 million of your profits that year to buy some early shares and then you retire them. How do you put that in? So you'd probably separate that out and you just say, hey, here's the gross profits, or here's what our EBITDA would have been if we hadn't done this office build out or bought out this lease, whatever it is. So the growth is the growth. That's easy. So if the growth is 30%, great. And then, you can back of envelope, explain away your profitability. And if you get over 40, man, it's hard to fake. That's what's nice about that number is it's hard to fake. If you had 0% profitability, 0% EBITDA, but you were growing 50% year over year, people will be like, okay, that's fine with me. Eventually, you could stop marketing or cut some growth team or cut salaries and run this business for profits. If it's 50% profit margin business and it's not growing, that'll come out as well. And probably balance. They probably should have a rule of 40 where there's like a third thing, which is, and neither of these represent more than 75%, right? So there's some sort of balance between those two.
All right. Well, I like that a lot. But do you think companies today that have you can get to the rule of 40 in a number of ways because you can have high growth and some lack of profitability. Is there currently a unprofitability percentage point that's too high to explain away with growth? I'm thinking about early stage companies here that might be burning a lot of cash, but also growing very quickly. So is there an extreme that's too much?
No, that's where you get to your runway. And if your runway is 36 months and you're losing 10 million a year, nobody cares. Now, if your runway is 6 months and you're losing, 100K a month, and if you can get that to 50K a month, now you got a year of runway. People are going to have that conversation. So it really has to do with runway, and then can you raise more money, and how easily can you raise money? Circle could raise money probably easily, depending on what the valuation was when they did their peak ZERP, if they did a peak ZERP type round, which I'm totally guessing here, but
195 million was that round valuation according to PitchBook.
395?
No, 195.
Oh, okay. So that they could easily raise money again. If they're at 50 million and they're profitable and they're growing, 50 million in revenue times 10 or times 8 is 400 million, 500 million, 600 million. You could probably get a good deal. I think ultimately that product and all these SaaS products that aren't at 500 million are going to be, either becoming acquirers of other companies or they're going to be acquired. And we're going to see a lot of roll-ups like IAC and Barry Diller famously did.